What's up people, Gio here. Today just a quick video on monthly trials, which when you are already still or found stillness within you and maybe like folded the bass distortions, you will notice it when the other ones come, like the subtle ones, which will reveal things like when you are closer to stillness and reflect better on the subtle things, you will notice them, because the full moon will show you what is still in you that isn't yet dissolved, that you are deep down still clinging to. And if you truly reflect on your actions, you will notice it. I can name you an example, like when a lot of things pressed and a lot of pressure happened, and a lot of things happened when I thought, oh, I must give, I must give, I must give, but I expected something deep down. I still expected something in return. For example, this was just a subtle change, and I expected the other person to see what I did and like give it in the exact same return, but maybe they were dealing with some other things, and I felt like what I gave within me 100% have to give back to me 100%. So this is was a subtle thing, and I raged on them. I tell, why are you doing this? I gave you such and such, and you act like this and this, and it, like, this is, for example, a subtle thing. I had to change about myself. Like when I gave, first of all, I shouldn't have given even too much. Like I give too much to just because I thought, oh, I will get it back 100%, which is not the reality. So it was a subtle thing. I change about myself. Like I just give love, and when it returns, it will return. But I gave as much as felt right. Not, I didn't give just so I get it like 100% in return. Like it is a subtle thing, but it was the intent behind my giving, for example. And it was a monthly trial because that was a big fight afterwards because of me. Of course, you could say because of the other person, but I cannot expect them to be in my mind, like just thinking about myself and, oh, I gave so I must. No, that is not the way. Like, you don't think about yourself when you give. That was the subtle test, because it will always end up in some distorted way as it truly happened. So I immediately changed it, and the big fight had to happen to reflect to me, listen, if you do keep doing this, it will be uh, it will be a fight every time, because you expect every time 100% back before you even give. So like, this is the subtle test. And maybe in your life, I just gave an example, there was many, and there will probably be some more if I don't reflect on them earlier. But either way, you reflect and you return. But if you don't reflect on it, it will happen over and over again. And like, there are always trials. Like, this is the moon, it reflects back to you, especially on full moon. It will reveal something in you, some kind of trial. It may be whatever kind of trial, with financial things, with addiction, like anything happens repeatedly all the time until you and your will and discernment reflects on it and changes it. If you don't change it, your life keeps just like looping in the same way each year until you're old and until you're gone. And you have time until you are breathing to fix those things while you are alive, if your soul matters to you. So like it is maybe closer like when you are when when you already started changing things, maybe not really in the beginning, because it is like really harder to feel and discern. But it is also like it's maybe it starts also with like different months, when for example in hotter months you feel more active, so you have to cool more down a bit, and in colder months for example you feel more pulled to the downside, so you have to balance it a little bit out by maybe doing something more, like always don't get pulled in either way, but you remain the still point, so whatever trial you're going through, and you always return back. Even if you leaked and raged or did something, it was because something had to reveal in you, so you can reflect on it and you can change it. Anyway, for me, for example, I'm at that point where I still try to dissolve the more subtle things, but I change them immediately, same as I changed everything that I didn't like, that was obvious, that was keeping me stuck. But now it's more deeper and more subtle things. So anyway, like this was just a video on monthly trials. I will probably do some more as they come, but it is just to keep in mind, like on those days, if maybe if you notice it or maybe if you want to notice it, you can try to see, like don't wait for the full moon and oh okay I need to change. No, it will reveal on itself, and it was just my personal experience that I just shared, that like on full moon some things may stare in you more, that will reflect, that will put some things that are deep inside you more obviously on the surface, if that makes sense. All right, so yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.